So what's going on with these 2.0 games? What's going on with the remakes? What's going on with this new manufacturer that's going to remake existing Whoop Valley Williams games? So my name is Jim Cardona from Cardona Pinball, and I'm at the Delaware Pinball Collective. Got a bunch of. I usually don't show this angle of the place, though I have over 50 games here, and this is just the back corner of the place. So I figured I'd film here for a little bit of a different view. But anyways, I want to drop my opinion and my thoughts on this new announcement. So what the announcement was that Planetary Pinball Supply, who has the license for all Bally Williams parts and games and intellectual property, has granted a sub-license agreement to a new pinball company, which was a merger between Pinball Brothers and Pedretti in Europe, and they merged their company together, and they're gonna remake Bally Williams titles, a set of them. So they've licensed a set. We don't know what the set is yet. What we do know is that previously Chicago Gaming was doing this, and from kind of the grapevine, we knew that Chicago Gaming had 5 or 6 titles, and they've done 4 so far, and kind of the word on the street is that Chicago's may get out of that business and might move to doing other just pinball machines for other companies, just being a build location, or they may finish those last 2 titles. Now, the one thing I know as far as my company is that when you get one of these licenses, they're time limited, right? So you have you purchase the license, and then you have a certain amount of time to produce that game, and then if that time expires, you have to renew the license. You have to pay another fee to renew that license. So I think that might be why people are speculating that Chicago Gaming may be getting out of it, because they've made most of the licenses they purchased. The time might be running out, and the question is, are they going to renew again? So that's one whole question. I don't know the answer to, but that's where that speculation comes in. Now, this thing with Pedretti and Pinball Brothers, to me, makes perfect sense, okay? Because Pedretti was, and I'll tell you why, and it's mainly based upon my experience, okay? So my experience is, Cardona Pinball, we remade kits, or remade game kits to install in existing pinball machines that allow the game to play not only the original game, but a totally new game, right? You guys are all familiar with that. Pedretti was doing the same exact thing. Okay, they had a few titles. We had a few titles. We did No Good Gofers and Black Rose. They did Funhouse and Whirlwind. Now, this is why I'm saying I understand the evolution of their business model, is because when the experience that both of us, our companies, have had, is that when we sell these products, there's this expectation that the average person can install them, and it's not proving to be true. I mean, there's been a lot of difficulty with people installing the kits, and not necessarily installing. Let me rephrase that. There's been a lot of people who don't have real, knowledge on how to work on things. Okay, so they buy this kit, and they have less knowledge than they probably should have for owning a pinball machine. They install it, and then we get all of these calls of or emails or texts of like, yeah, this thing is wrong, this thing is wrong. But these things that are wrong in general have been basic things that had nothing to do with our kit or with Pedretti's kit. Because I've talked to one of the guys that does a lot of their service calls at Pedretti, and he told me that his experience was the same as mine. You get people that like my power supply unit needs to be screwed down to the. Doesn't have to be screwed down, but it's suggested that you do that. So I get a call from someone who basically doesn't know how to drive a screw into a piece. I had to explain how to use a screwdriver. So, I mean, there's that, like things like switch adjustments, coil adjustments, things that were already existing wrong with their pinball machine. They install my kit, and then they're saying, hey, this slingshot is firing rapidly. So I have to explain how to adjust that switch, the switch for the slingshot. Now, do I have a problem with that? I don't. Actually, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy helping people. If I can help somebody get their pinball machine up and running and they can have a good experience, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing was the volume, and I understand my business and their business are different because they're much bigger than I am. So for them, for me, it's just time, and I'm okay with that. But what's for them, they have to pay people to do all this customer support, and it's kind of like, okay, if you sell 500 kits and you're getting barraged with calls all the time on post installation questions, it just takes away from the value of selling these kits, and it makes it to the point where you're like, hey, is this even worth it? To because I'm spending so much time. Time is money. How is that worth it? So I think it was a logical conclusion for them to say, you know what, and I tell you, I had a lot of people ask me. They said, why don't you just sell me the machine with the kit already in it? I'll buy that, right? And and I actually considered that business model. Maybe I'll go buy 20 no good Gofers and 20 black roses, put the kits in them, go to shows and sell them. I think I would have sold them well. And another example is you look at Haggis Pinball when they made their Fathom 2.0 and now their Centaur 2.0. So when they made Fathom, they said, okay, you can buy the original Fathom untouched. It's a complete replica remake, or you can buy the same exact game, but it'll have this 2.0 feature. You can buy either, and it's the full machine. And guess what? The 2.0 sold out instantly, right? They decided to only make a limited amount of those. I think it was 250 or something like that, and they sold out in the same day that they announced it. And then the other ones that were the Fathom remake without the 2.0 took longer to sell. Now I understand now they're out offering aftermarket upgrade where you can add the 2.0, and I haven't talked to them in a while, so I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but I know they do have some other options. But if I'm Pedretti and I'm looking at that, I'm like, we can remake games, add a 2.0 to it, and they're going to sell like crazy, and then the customer is going to receive that product, set it up in their house, and they don't have to really do anything, besides what you do with a normal pinball machine. You plug it in, set it up. Maybe there's one switch that needs an adjustment, but it's not a full repair to a old machine that's 40 years old and can have all kinds of crazy different things happen to it. It's a brand new machine. So now your trouble cost should be almost zero. Very limited compared, maybe 1% of what you're getting when you're selling a product that's being installed into an old machine. The old machine has issues that are completely unknown, and now you're trying to help someone troubleshoot their machine just so they can be a satisfied customer with your kit, right? So I think it's a logical evolution. It's something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. My company's just not big enough to do that, right? So my company it's still small. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue marching down the road that we are. We have our third game that's coming out, and we're going to do that, and then hopefully the fourth game later in 2024. But I'd love to do something like that. I'd love to partner with somebody, like Pedretti's partnering with Pinball Brothers, and they merge in their company because Pinball Brothers makes games. They already make games. They already made several games, the Alien and Queen, so they have expertise there. It'd be great if Cardona Pinball could partner with somebody like that. So if you're out there, you're watching this video, you're thinking about that, and you're interested in adding, remaking games and adding 2.0, here, call me up, hit me up. All right. Well, anyways, that's my opinions on what's going on.